Hello friends, neighbors, John your whiskey neighbor here, and welcome down to the Nook. Still shooting some Scotch, and in Canada this is the long weekend, so I was looking on the shelf and thought I better talk about what I think is a pretty good Scotch. So we're going to talk a bit about a blend from Compass Box, that's John Glazer's group, and this is Spice Tree. It's a blended malt, so it's all malted barley whiskeys in here. But you know, we'll nose it, we'll taste it. I'll talk a little bit about what's in it when we come back. If you've got any kind of blended malt, why don't you pour some and sip along. When we come back, we'll talk Spice Tree from Compass Box. 3, 4. Thanks for staying with me through the break. As I tried to say in the opener, this is coming out on the long weekend. I'm actually shooting it a day ahead. I don't know, it's becoming a pattern. I usually like to just shoot the day and put it out there, but I'm finding it hard actually in summer to find the right timing. This is the Spice Tree by Compass Box. Now, if you look online, you'll see that when this first came out, and I should have found the date, but it was quite a while ago. It actually got Compass Box in a bit of trouble because they aged their blended malt. You know, they re-age it, right? They buy malts from various distilleries, then they blend and usually re-age. And they aged or cast their blend into casks, oak casks, of course, and then they put toasted French oak staves in it to give it a spicy character. And the Scotch Whisky Society, you know, made them pull that off the shelf. There was some legal action, I guess. So back to the drawing board, and they worked with some coopers, and they built casks that were American oak on the sides, and the heads were French oak, toasted French oak heads. So that way it still meets everything they need to, but it will still give some of the flavors they're looking for. Now, one of the best things about Compass Box for me is their incredible transparency. Not only is this an integrity malt, as Ralphie would say, 46% natural color, unchill filtered, but if you go to their website, they give you all kinds of details on the blend in here. You know, so much percent this, so much percent that, aged in this cask, aged in that cask. It's just fantastic. And I think that everyone could be far more forward with what they're doing, just like Compass Box. John Glazer's group is just phenomenal in my mind, and I will probably always have a bottle of Compass Box of some kind on my shelf because of that. All right, enough fanboy stuff. Is Spice Tree any good? Oh, I will say a fair amount of this is Kleinleich and Delyun, I believe. And then there's a variety, and I'll put the information in text for you to kind of consider. But really, if you want to know more, simply go to Compass Box website, download their fact sheet. I will say this bottle is older. I see that they changed their blend in March 2021. But I've had this bottle around. I opened it reasonably recently, but I had it for a little while ahead of that, and I know that this is older than the new release that came out in March 2021. Lost the chat. Let's get back to some whiskey. On the nose. Actually, on the nose, I get like a really nice, sweet, rich fruits. This is fruits like maybe some stone fruits, a little on that edge of peach, a little apricot, pear, but some cut apple. Like I really get quite a bit of fruit on the nose. Yeah, and a light, like a floral note, like it really rich and full on the nose. A little bit of citrus in that too. Yeah, bright, fruity, little citrus. I'm not getting too much spice on the nose. Let's try the palate. Sláinte. This is a great malt. It is up front, that nice fruity character, sweet, good, creamy malt. And either if you hold it or with that first swallow, you do get all the baking spices advertised on Spice Tree. So for me, it's a little bit of light pepper, so there's just a cracked kind of spice. And then it goes into Christmas cake type spices, right? We've got some ginger, yeah, some candied orange, like that kind of savory spiciness that really balances the fruit in the palate. Another sip. And that brought out a little more orange nature, a little more clove. There's still a pepperiness. It's not like hot peppery like a rye, but it definitely has, it perks the edge of the tongue, even hugs a little bit into the throat. It delivers on its name. It's not overly spicy. I don't want to say like I said, it's not like that cracked pepper rye type heat, but it definitely has a lot of layers of that going on. If you can't tell by my bit of my fanboying about Compass Box at the beginning, and then even as I walk through this, I'm sure you saw some of the delight on my expression. You know, Spice Tree is a fantastic dram, and it's why I picked it for coming out this weekend. I thought, you know, if you're looking for a Scotch, I missed Natural Scotch Day. I don't know how that happened, but long weekend. If you're looking for something that is a real delight. It is spicier than many just Speyside Highland type scotches. This is excellent. It pours well, drinks sweet, but gives you some flavors and layers and spicing. For my palate, I really like it. It's a 4 1/4 easily, almost more, just because it checks all the boxes and it really delights. I was trying to think of what I have to compare it to, and I didn't have a worthy blended malt. So this is a single malt, and as I indicated, a big part of this blend over here is Clynelish, and this is Clynelish 14. Again, an integrity release, right? Natural everything, 46%. But I wanted to see, well, okay, in this sitting, how is maybe the French oak really affecting? Of course, there's other malts in here, so it's not like it's just Clynelish with some French oak. So it's not exactly that, but I wanted to see kind of, can I pick apart what's going on? So Clynelish. This is brighter fruits, sweeter. Yeah, definitely for me a little more tropical. Kind of get that edge of mango. What's going on there? On the palate. Sanja. Boy, I like Clynelish 14 a lot too. It has a bold presence, and I still get a little bit of maltiness, lots of good fruit character, and that classic wax coating. I did get coating on the Spice Tree. It's clearly present, but I get a little more of that characteristic kind of really nice coating edge of wax on the Clynelish. It actually is giving me a little more, almost an older oak feel than Spice Tree. Just the way it's playing around in that finish, I almost get that breathe out of, was that toasted char? Kind of like I get a little more of that on Clynelish. I would be hard pressed to say which one I prefer. That's not true. I prefer Clynelish 14. It is a wonderful single malt. But Spice Tree definitely brings to the table exactly what it advertises. It's got a little more, and now on the nose, I can get a little more, you know, that kind of gingery cinnamon almost. And the palate definitely brings to the table a variety of spices. So glad you guys could join me. I hope if you're in Canada that you have a fantastic long weekend. Happy belated Scotch Day, and hope something in your glass delights you and you have a great weekend. Take care.